Archie Sonic Free Comic Book Day Issue 4. Issue 2 is entirely worthless because it's just a reprint of a really old Archie Sonic issue. Issue 3 is also worthless because it just recaps the stuff we already know, so that was a waste of time and resources. And for nothing because it's free. Finally, we get a new story. Sonic looks over the Egg Dome where he thinks the Eggman used to be, and since that thing isn't coming to get him, he has no problem using his spin dash to progress to it. After pointless padding where Sonic recaps to us for no reason, we see Eggman brag that he'll return when he wants, and Sonic will never find him where he's hiding from him like a coward. After Snively nags Eggman about wasting his time, and I again wonder how he's getting away with treating him like this, he's told that he's supposed to be working in the engine room, and he immediately panics and stammers out that he's ahead of schedule and it's his 15-minute lunch break. Why would Eggman be nice enough to give him a lunch break instead of expecting him to work and eat if he can? Eggman complains that this is why he prefers working with machines. If Snively gets scared of Eggman that easily, him being so antagonistic to him makes even less sense. I mean, I really hate Archie Eggman because he's noticeably more serious than, for example, Sonic X Eggman. And it's fine for him to be an entertaining character and be in a super powerful position, but he's not entertaining, he's just serious and really evil and smug, and I don't like him. So why is someone like him so nice to Snively instead of really punishing him for his behavior? So far this issue has been nothing but worthless padding with no story whatsoever. Finally, something happens. The kudzu reveals himself to be here, having the ability to talk, and he brags that now he has the element of surprise, even though Sonic should be able to hear him since he's talking because he sees Sonic. Is this entire story going to be nothing but worthless recap? I already know about the Iron Dominion saga, which they call the fun, when it only happened because all the characters were acting like idiots. Sonic runs into a dead end and finally gets threatened by the Kudzu Hybra Hydra, which fused with a few Badnik heads and a Swapbot head to threaten him. Why does it have to fuse with machinery? I thought all of the Kudzu got destroyed in issue 1, so why would he even exist? If Eggman made another one, which would make sense, why didn't he send him after Sonic himself instead of the Kudzu waiting around for Sonic? I guess he was here as an intentionally put trap for Sonic by Eggman, because otherwise this makes no sense. I had already heard about a free comic book day issue involving the Kudzu earlier, but I had assumed that the Kudzu would have attacked the Nanite City and gotten other people than Sonic involved in fighting it, and thus make a more exciting story. Kudzu's happy to see him because he thought Sonic was destroyed a long time ago, but he's only happy because now he can get to destroy him. Okay, so this whole story never should have happened because there's no way any of the Kudzu could have survived up to this point when they get destroyed by rain. Snively says that the Kudzu somehow survived the disaster in Robotropolis. There was no Kudzu in Robotropolis before Flynn came along. Though I can understand, I can give a writer leeway for retconning to some extent, as long as it's not totally contradicting something. It was never said that the Kudzu weren't in Robotropolis after all. And Eggman's told that it was Robotnik who built this thing, and it was still in the testing stages when Robotropolis was nuked, apparently. Now, all of a sudden. Eggman lampshading that the Kudzu survived a nuke doesn't make it make sense. This whole story never should have happened. If the Kudzu die to rain, why would nukes be something they're immune to? This must be a brand new variety of Kudzu that was engineered to finally be waterproof. No, duh, it's a plant. It should have been. And be nuke-proof. Okay, then fine. All that was left of the Kudzu after the nuke was one tiny root buried deep in the earth, because apparently that tiny root was immune to nukes, but the rest of it, that should be made of the same exact material, wasn't immune to nukes. And he burrowed his way to safety and regrew into this. Okay, so never mind then. I was right all along. This whole story is stupid. Because you can't be almost nuke-proof. The very idea that any plant robot could be nuke-proof is completely stupid as it is. So it's either nuke-proof or not. Almost nuke-proof is even more ridiculous. It's just like how, if Tails can translate the alien language of the Wisps, then how is his overpoweredness limited to the point where his translator makes mistakes at that point? Kudzu tries shooting lasers at Sonic, while it brags that any fallen robot only makes it stronger. So what's the point of him being able to talk? Sonic says that he thinks this retro badnik is a nice surprise because Eggman's latest badniks are kind of blah, and the Dark Egg Legion just isn't his style. Flynn knew! He knew about that, and he still did it! Why? If the writer knew this was a problem, he shouldn't have written it. Sonic's only fighting the kudzu by spin dashing it, dodging its attacks. So the action scene isn't interesting to watch because while he's doing the same things over and over, he's also not struggling in the slightest. There's no tension to the action scene at all. Even Sonic X's action scenes do a better job. I mean, it's always a foregone conclusion that he'll win, but it's still better writing to have people worry and have there be tension. Kudzu is frustrated that Sonic's delighted to see old nostalgic robot parts instead of terrified of him. He reveals that he was just holding back to waste time being sentimental because he immediately does a tornado to damage the kudzu, but it says not so fast and immediately starts attacking Sonic. He caught Sonic off guard, so I guess that's why he attacked him so easily now and not before. Finally, something exciting is happening. And this gets Snively excited about the robot, for good reason. Eggman then starts building something to stop the kudzu because he's not ready to take on Sonic just yet, and he doesn't want the kudzu to steal his victory on Sonic. Eggman's the most arrogant person in the entire universe, and he's still self-aware enough to realize he's not ready to take on Sonic just yet. How long has he been hiding in the Egg Dome at this point, and he still hasn't made stuff to be ready to take on Sonic? Eggman hiding from Sonic doesn't make that much sense for his character. Snively's naturally furious with how stupid his boss is being. Eggman would be a lot more threatening if he didn't have any feelings, because if he was an emotionless robot, which he turns people into, then he wouldn't be making mistakes like this. And he doesn't even care. Kudzu calls Sonic a punk, so I guess he views him as a criminal, and that's why he hates him. That makes sense, but just when the kudzu starts threatening Sonic and being menacing, Eggman's bird robot electrocutes it, and Sonic spin dashes it to make it explode in one hit, reducing it to nothing but a vine after Sonic only spent a single page struggling against it. I get it, Sonic's powerful, but that's why fight scenes with just Sonic involved don't work as well. It's better for the tension to have some of the heroes be less powerful so there's actual tension involved because they actually struggle and they could face getting hurt. Even though in the back of your head you know that the Sonic franchise will never have the guts to have them injured and have to go to the hospital, because that barely ever happens. If the action scene is written well enough though, you're invested enough in it that you can forget that meta logic isn't going to let that happen. Instead, it's just Sonic, so he wins almost effortlessly, even if he did need help because he got hit a few times, so he didn't really earn his victory at all. What is it with Archie and not letting the heroes earn their victories? Antoine's father was just handed to him instead of being defeated in an epic battle from Rosia. Crocbot was taken out by the Bunyip off screen. Everyone was roboticized by aliens off screen instead of the heroes doing it. And Sonic's parents are just handed to him because apparently Chuck used the ring on them and we didn't get to see that right away. The only major victory I can think of that was actually earned was the King coming back. Sonic's naturally suspicious of Eggman being here, and thinks that he's in no shape to fight the Doctor even if he did manage to find him. I guess he's just assuming that when he does find Eggman, he'll have big guard robots to find, instead of just being alone and defenseless. That makes sense. And then Sonic leaves without bringing the remains of the kudzu with him to ensure that the kudzu will be completely destroyed. I mean, couldn't he spin dash the remains of the kudzu and try to make sure that it's completely destroyed? No? This issue is by Ian Flynn, and despite the story being over 30 pages long as usual, it was about as basic as you can get. Sonic fights the kudzu, which somehow barely survived Robochopolis being nuked, and he has barely any trouble with him, not fighting him in a way that's interesting to watch. And then Eggman uses the robot he just made now, within seconds, to help destroy it, so the kudzu won't steal his victory. Because he lost faith in Sonic just because he got attacked for one page. Basically, Sonic fights the kudzu and wins. The end. I didn't expect it to be this boring. Flint somehow manages to stretch that to 30 pages, all thanks to the dialogue. It takes place right after issue 212 according to the timeline. That's all I need to know. The story would have been better if it wasn't just Sonic fighting the kudzu, so he had his friends to worry about getting hurt, and the friends gave more variety to what was happening. But even then, if he had extra help, wouldn't that just make his fight with kudzu even easier? If he all focus on fighting Sonic, and be too distracted by the bigger threat to focus on the slower targets whittling his health down. And everything before the kudzu fight was just worthless recap that wastes precious time and art when we could have removed that and had a longer fight scene. Because that's what really matters in Sonic. It's like how dungeons are the best parts of Zelda games.